Willa is here, so she's gonna come say hi. Hi. Thanks, honey. Hey guys, it's Liv. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making a recipe that I have never attempted on this channel or in my own personal life. We are going to be making pot stickers, or sometimes they're called pan-fried dumplings as well. So they're basically those things you can get at sushi restaurants. We actually got sushi last night and it really made me want to try making my own. So these aren't going to be super traditional in terms of filling, but I'm just going to kind of use what I have in the fridge. We have some onion, cabbage, carrot, and some field roast sausages. So I'm gonna try and incorporate all of that into a filling. We're also going to be making our own wonton wrappers because the only ones that they sell in the stores here that I can find have egg in them. So this is perfect for anyone who also cannot get wonton wrappers egg-free as well. But that is everything I have to say for now, so let's get into it. So starting off, you want to finely chop your veggies. So this is about half of an onion. And then this is maybe like a quarter of a cabbage, and I just finely sliced that as well. Then I wanted to add some carrot, and I decided to grate it so that it would cook quicker because I probably couldn't slice it thin enough so that it would cook in the same time as the onion and cabbage. So grating it is kind of the perfect solution to that. So I just grated one carrot. And then I minced up one large clove of garlic. You can do more if you like. And if you also have fresh ginger, that would be really great. But like I said, there's Hazel. I was trying to use the stuff I had on hand and not make an extra trip to the store. So making your own wonton wrappers is pretty easy. All you need is 2 cups of flour and a half teaspoon of salt, and just kind of quickly mix that together. And then just add a half cup of water and then just start mixing that together. It will be pretty dry. You can add an extra tablespoon of water if you want to, just to kind of get everything incorporated. And I ended up using my hands to incorporate it just because it is kind of like a tougher dough. It's not super fluffy, if you know what I mean. So then you can just knead it a few times on a floured surface. Then you just want to kind of put it in a ball, leave it on the counter, and add a damp dish towel over top just so that it doesn't dry out. So to make the filling, I just added some avocado oil into a pan. This is really good for cooking at high heat. These are the field roast sausages. So I just did one of those and kind of chopped it up, crumbled it with my spatula. And then once that was kind of just crumbled up a little bit, I added in the veggies. So the garlic, onion, cabbage, and carrot. I want to cook this for about, I would say 8 to 10 minutes total. And then once it was pretty much almost done, I added in a couple tablespoons of soy sauce as well as a half teaspoon of ginger, just because I didn't have fresh ginger. So then you want to just leave that to cool, and then on a floured surface, you can break the dough in half. It's just easier to work with a half at a time. And then this is the fun part. You want to roll it out as absolutely thin as you possibly can. I tried to roll it out as thin as I could, but I didn't want to make it too thin because I didn't want it to rip. But in hindsight, I probably should have rolled it out even a little bit more. You almost want it to be see-through. That's kind of like the thickness that we're going for. And then you can just use a cookie cutter or some sort of glass to cut out circles. And then my circles weren't as big as I wanted them, so I just rolled each one out a little bit with a rolling pin. So I just rolled one way and then turned it kind of like a quarter turn and rolled it the other way, if that makes sense. And this just, again, made them a little bit thinner. And so you can see the size that I cut out and then the size of the rolled out ones. And this just makes it easier to fill them and like close them and stuff. So then for each one, you want to dip your fingers in some water and just add a tiny bit of water around the outside. Add about a heaping teaspoon or tablespoon of the mix into the center. And then you want to fold it in half and pinch the edges, kind of like press down pretty firmly. And then you can just stand it up and kind of do like a pinch and smush motion. Like you kind of want to just, what do you call this? Like pinch the edges. You know what I mean. This is what it should look like. You guys know what dumplings look like. So then you obviously just want to repeat that for the remaining ones. I decided to do mine in batches. So for the first batch, I just went back to the skillet. I added a bunch more avocado oil, probably like 3 to 4 tablespoons, and then put them in once it was nice and hot to sear the bottom. And you just want to cook them for about 3 to 4 minutes on the bottom so they're nice and golden brown. Make sure you're checking them so that they don't burn, because sometimes they do cook quicker than you would expect. And then once they're nice and golden, you can add in about a 1/4 cup of water and put a pan or a lid on top of the frying pan to steam them. Sometimes people boil them and then fry them, so if you like that method too, that's totally fine, but this worked absolutely amazing. They turned out so well. You can see they're nice and cooked, and then I just added some sesame seeds on there just for presentation purposes, not totally necessary. And then for the dipping sauce, you want to add a few tablespoons of soy sauce, a tablespoon or 2 of orange juice, a tablespoon of maple syrup, and some fresh garlic. And then this is optional, but if you have it, just a little bit of sesame oil. This was like a spicy sesame oil. It's absolutely amazing. And here is me trying them, except guess what? There's no sound for this clip. I don't know what happened. I think our microphone was off. So I'm just going to kind of voice dub over top of this what I think I was talking about. Basically, I was so proud of myself because they turned out so good. They reminded me of the ones from my local sushi restaurant, which I'm pretty much obsessed with. And I just loved the texture. Everything came out so well, except I did say here that I think you should roll it out just a little bit thinner, just so that you don't have as much chew, because some of them were like a little bit tougher to bite, but overall they turned out absolutely amazing. And the other thing I think I mentioned here was freezing. So if you want to make them up before the frying pan step, you can put them in a container. It might be easier to freeze them in a single layer on a pan first so that they don't stick together, and then just store them in a container. And then whenever you want a few dumplings, or if you just, don't want to go through the whole process of making them every time, you can take a few of them out of the freezer and just pan fry them, like kind of do the pan frying and steaming step right from frozen. It might take a couple extra minutes just because they are frozen, but they will work perfectly like that. I know that's how it works with store-bought ones. So definitely give that a go if you're the type of person who likes to make things ahead of time and freeze them. So I'm going to end this voiceover here, but guys, make these. Seriously, make them. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I hope you try it out. If you do, make sure to take a photo and tag me on Instagram. I'm at itslivb. Willa is here, so she's gonna come say hi. Hi. Thanks, honey. She's like, let me go. Okay, you asked for it because you walked in the frame. Make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.